Before the achievements, before the celebrations, here's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
The Stars and Stripes are waving as the Dogs have another hill to climb on the season. We are live in Plymouth, Michigan to see the U.S. Under-18 National Development Team take on your Adrian College Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Herman. Happy to have you all join us here inside the USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, Michigan. Tough day for the Bulldogs yesterday as they took on their in-conference rival, Trine University. Things really just did not go their way. Took a 4-1 loss after 60 minutes, and we'll get back to that game recap after we go through where we're at so far this season. 10-5-0 on the year. Still the number 3 team in the national poll. That will likely change after the end of this week. Of course, with the loss, that'll probably send them down a couple of spots just because Trine is outside of the top 10, and that game holding a lot of weight inside of the national poll. Bulldogs, unfortunately, now on a 3-game skid. It's only the second time that that's happened in the past 4 seasons. The last time we saw it was this past season, the 24-25 season, where the Dogs lost 3 games in a row, 1 to Dubuque and 2 to St. Norbert at the end of January. So at this point, looking to get back into the win column today with a big game against a tough test in the USA National Development Team. And of course, last night dropped a hard-fought game to Trine. They had everything going right their way except for being able to find the back of the net. It was a 4-1 final after 60 minutes. And the most important thing to talk about, too, the Bulldogs outshot the Thunder 40-17 after 60 minutes. As well as that, 0 for 6 on the power play on the day. They're 0 for 11 in the past 3 games. So looking to figure out how to change that through tonight's action, because for the Bulldogs not to be able to convert on the special team is certainly a surprise and not something that we see very often. The lone goal for the Bulldogs, too, belonging to freshman Lucas Deeb with 30 seconds left to go in the first period. They were carrying a 1-0 lead into the second, and then right after that, the Thunder coming all the way back and scoring 4 straight. We saw goals from Drew Jeffers at 5:14 in the second period, 13:25 from Brendan Finn in the second period, and then 2 in the third period from Logan Fernestal and Alexander Babbage. Now, those goals were certainly earned by the Thunder, but they came after Bulldog mistakes that we don't see the Bulldogs make, especially this season with how well they've been playing. So they're going to look to clean up their act here today. And although this game is only an exhibition, this is truly a litmus test for the rest of the season. The past 4 games certainly have been tough for the Bulldogs. 2 losses to Aurora, now 1 last night to Trine. And the USA National Development Team, as we know, has some of the top talent in the country. All of these players are going to wind up going on to play Division I NCAA hockey, and some even to the NHL and other parts of the professional ranks. So an interesting test here today for the Bulldogs as we shift our attention over to the Americans. 10-18-1, the U18 team is on the year. And this team plays a mix of really high-level junior teams in the USHL as well as the North American Hockey League and a plethora of Division I NCAA and Division III NCAA schools, just like Adrian College. Though they're 1-4 in the last 5 games that they've played, and they've gave up 4 or more goals in 4 out of the 5 games. Their last 5 were against Clarkson, Bowling Green State University, Utica, the University of Michigan, and the Michigan State University Spartans. And it's interesting for the Bulldogs because USA has played a team that Adrian College has seen in Utica University. That was a 3-2 win for the Americans over the Pioneers. So if there's anything good for the Bulldogs going into the game that they can look at least on paper, it's that this team has beaten a team that they've seen and swept earlier on in this season. And you look up and down the line chart, this team is absolutely loaded with talent. Every single player in the lineup tonight committed to a Division I NCAA school, but their third line is the pair that's we're going to watch out for here this evening. Victor Plant, Logan Stewart, and Jamie Glantz all combined for 69 points on the season, and Plant leads the team with 16 goals, 13 assists, for a total of 29 points on the season. He's currently committed to the University of Minnesota Duluth. So that's our player to watch for USA here this evening. Now, keep in mind, all of these kids are 17 years of age. They're youngsters in the game. They're playing against our guys, some who are all the way up to 24, 25 years old. That's a massive age gap, and in the hockey world, that's a long way to go to separate yourself between a 17-year-old and a 25-year-old. You think in the life terms it's really not that bad, but for hockey, that's a whole lot more experience. That's a whole lot more games played. And your body's at a different point in your growth cycle. Most of these kids for Adrian are borderline men at this point, and the USA players still growing into their talent, into their frames, and figuring out where their hockey careers are going to be headed. Most notable player featured in the World Junior Tournament, too, Brady Nowling for the Americans, played for Team USA in the World Junior Tournament just a few short weeks ago. Had a chance to talk with head coach Adam Phillips before the game to get his thoughts on last night's loss and everything heading into today. Herman here with Coach Adam Phillips of the Adrian College NCAA hockey team. Of course, last night a hard game with Trine. Things really didn't go your way. Started off the game really hot in the first period. You outshot the Thunder 18-2, and you carried a 1-0 lead into the second period. How pleased were you with your team after the opening frame of that game?
Yeah, we thought we had a really good period, controlled the play, and it was nice to get that one, late in the first period to go into the intermission up 1. Like you said, the shots were in our favor, the scoring chances were in our favor, and we really felt like we were carrying the play and had the ice tilted for most of the period. And the first period was really good.
It seemed like possibly there was a little bit of an attitude shift after dropping 2 goals in the second period. What was the reaction like on the bench and in the locker room?
Yeah, obviously them, scoring and going up was not ideal, but it felt like it took us a little bit to kind of get the momentum back there in the second period. And we just try to, like I've said before, when we don't have the momentum, we want to win our next battle, win our next shift to get it back. And when we have it, we want to keep it. So, when we're, maybe on our heels a little bit in the game, that's what we're saying on the bench. That's what the coaches are saying. That's what the players are saying, is go out there and win your next battle. And the next guy wins his next battle. And then we have we win the shift and we have the momentum back. So, you know, the momentum swings in sports and hockey, it's, you know, they swing back and forth throughout the course of a game, and we have to make sure that when we have it, we're trying to keep it, and when we don't have it, we got to get it back as soon as possible.
There have been very few times that this has happened this season where you guys have faced adversity, but when times get tough like they did yesterday, how do you coach through that, and what are you saying to the guys?
Yeah, well, we just met with the guys, and I said to them, you know, it might feel like it at times, and it certainly felt like this last night, but it felt like we're the only team on earth that's going through adversity right now, and that's not the case. There's ups and downs through every season for every team at every level, and for us, we just have to work through it. We have to sacrifice for each other, be present in the moment, and work hard, and everyone's got a little bit more to give, and nobody feels sorry for us, and the only way to get out of it is to work through it and come together closer and as a team. And when we get out of it, we're going to be better off for it. You know, part of the message after the game was this, you know, it might not feel like it right now, but I told the guys that we're going to be a better team in March because of the stretch that we're going through right now. And we believe it. It's true. We got to work ourselves out of it.
Were you happy with the scoring chances that the team was able to get in the amount of shots that were taken?
Yes and no. I think we did have a lot of grade A scoring chances. Credit to their goalie. He played well. You know, just talking to you off the air for a second, I think we could have done a better job of making his life a little bit harder by taking his eyes away. And, you know, I don't think we made him move laterally enough for a big kid. You know, getting him moving laterally and shooting off the pass is something that we want to do. And we definitely had some really good looks, but credit to him. He was square to the puck, and he really made it look easy at times. He's a good goalie.
Your system has definitely been working this season, aside from the 3-game skid that you guys are on at the moment. What has the message now become today that you're facing a tough USA roster?
It's more of the same. You know, we want to worry about ourselves. I think the one thing that I could put my finger on for these guys is we have to be extremely aware away from the puck defensively. The vision and IQ and the playmaking ability that these guys have, you know, it might look like they don't have a play, and next thing you know, they're finding a late trailer cross ice, and they make those high-end skill plays. So we got to be hard on the guy with the puck, and we have to be really defensively aware, you know, the other 4 guys on the ice away from the puck.
Even though that we know this USA roster is loaded up with talent, of course the game doesn't count for the national poll or towards any rankings whatsoever. Is this a game where you guys as the coaching staff are willing to try different things like different lines or systems or individual assignments?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, we're dressing everybody. We're allowed to dress extra guys for a game like this, so everyone that's healthy is playing, and we did mix the line combinations up. So, you know, I think it's the situation and circumstances that we've had the last week or so. I think it was due to jumble the lines up a little bit. I don't think the timing of it being an exhibition game is, I think, just a coincidence at this point. But for us, it's about us playing the right way and getting back on track here.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome back inside the USA Hockey Arena here in Plymouth, Michigan. A big test for the Bulldogs coming off a loss last night with Trine University. Alex Herman here on ACTV. Happy to have you all join us here on the road in enemy territory. We'll take a look at our starting goaltending matchup here tonight for the Americans. It's going to be the Western Michigan University commit Luke Carithers coming into this game with an .868 save percentage, .411 GAA. On the other side, a surprise for many, it's going to be number 31 Jackson Bernard, the senior, who is only making his 3rd appearance on the season. 1 full game played. It was a shutout against Hiram College. He's going to get here the nod tonight. 20 minutes up on the score clock. Puck is dropped, and we are underway here in Plymouth. Bulldogs will start things out in their own zone. Here goes Plant to the middle. There's a quick shot over the top of the crossbar off the back glass. Bulldogs have to pick this up. It's David Clark, the assistant captain, will send a pass up, and it's kept out by the stick of Logan Leutner. As it's swept around, Nate Bannister takes a look, flips on the pass, but doesn't get all of it. Here's a takeaway from Glantz, quick shot, and the save from Jackson Bernard. He'll hold it for the first whistle of the evening. 19:29 left to go here in the first period. Face-off will stay in the offensive zone for the Americans. It's going to be Dane Bucher, who will step in against Jake Swade, who knocks it to his left. Picked up, sent to the boards. Fast is Frank Tefelsky, who is able to get that out. Martin goes D to D. Now back to the neutral zone. Cullen at the USA logo in center ice. A quick move gets around Tefelsky. Picked up and possessed by Burchild. He'll go to the left side corner. Now back to the wall. A takeaway from Julian Jacob. Now to Frank Tefelsky. 3-on-2 across the line. Cross-ice feed. Swade with a shot. That one wide to the blocker side of Carithers. Good look for the captain and Jake Swade, but just can't hit the net. Back to the neutral zone. Tefelsky places it right at the blue line and sends it down, retrieving. This will be Tyler Martinuk. Martinuk to the neutral zone. A feed that connects with Nelson. Picked off. Lucas Deeb will get this puck on the glass, and Trottier will fire it in, but it doesn't get deep. O'Hannison to Summers on the right wing, looking for a shot. He shoots. Blocker save made by Carithers. He keeps it out. Kind of hit the inside of the arm there. Took an awkward kick. Trottier will pick this loose puck up. Send it to the slot. No shot there. Was trying to cross it over. Intending for Sammy Nelson. Malika back for number 27 and Kalen Whitnam making his second appearance as a Bulldog. His Adrian College debut last night on the road in Angola. As Deeb takes a hard crunch, falls to the ice. O'Hannison gets a pass in the neutral zone, stepped up on by Brody George as it's fought for in front of the USA bench. Back for Mathaler. Cross-ice feed for his D partner in Lutner. This puck in on net to Bernard. Plays it outside of the trapezoid. Saucer pass over for Sorensen. Nienhaus will carry it. One-handed. It's Sorensen through the legs of Nienhaus. They can't pick it up. Bulldogs recover and send it back towards Carithers. Ripped around the boards. On the far side, that's Lutner again. Long shift for him as this rolling puck back to the neutral zone. Over for Clark. Takes a look over his right shoulder, trying to find some options. Gains the center ice red line and will dump this in. Carithers playing it on his forehand. A side pass off for Barnett. Long distance feed for George. Pops off his stick. Gets the icing canceled out. We'll go for a change. Horizontal saucer pass for Jacob. Lost it in the near side corner. Skating fast with it is Glantz. Off to the near side corner, holding it. Being fought by Jacob. Arm is going to go up here. And I believe our first penalty of the day is going to go against Julian Jacob. A hooking call against the junior defenseman who had a chance to catch up with pregame and get some thoughts on tonight's matchup. We'll get to that interview after the end of the first period. The Americans to the first power play of the day. 5-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. Plant gets thrown out of the dots and is replaced by Mutrin. Tied up on the circle. Francisco will step up and carry at the left blue line. Cullen down low, cross ice, and a 1T. Down on one leg was Victor Plant. That's the hot stick we got to watch out for. Talked about him in the beginning of the game. Plant leading the team. Goals, assists, and points. 16 goals, 13 assists for 29 points. Going to the University of Michigan, University of Minnesota Duluth. As here's a foot race, one-on-one, as Francisco is able to keep up and win possession. Here goes Plant, speeding up the middle. Will cut back to the top of the blue line, sends a pass to the face-off dot, taken away and tipped out of the zone by Amsbaugh. 45 seconds gone in the USA power play. Controlling is Lutner. He'll swing it back as a drop feed for Birdchild. Birdchild up over the line, plays onside. There's a quick shot, snapping the leather is Bernard. A great save for number 31. Now, of course, Bernard only with one other full completed game on the season. And that was a couple of weeks ago before the end of the first semester against Hiram College. Piros getting his workload last night. Deciding to make some changes for today. We continue on. Top of the circle, low ice feed. Taken away, and it's Deeb who will send it all the way down the ice. Just about 35 seconds left to go here in the USA power play. Lutner will drop it back. A side feed for Birdchild. Over the blue line, trying to dance through Loretto. He shuts him down. Troon is in the mix, back to the right flank. Now down low. On the left side boards, it's Stewart. Stewart controlling. Up top, Lutner looking to find some space. We'll get a return feed right back at the blue line. Birdchild will walk the line. Waiting and shooting. Blocked in front. Malika stepped in the lane. The Bulldogs clear it. And that'll just about do it for the power play for the Americans. So a successful penalty kill as Julian Jacob is released from the box. Here goes Martinuk. Walking around, the wraparound attempt kept out by the left pad of Bernard. He's stood tall so far. 3 shots sent his way. He's doing fantastic. Lovasek across for Whaley. Now Rapana. Rapana will dump this in. Good to see Devin Rapana back in the lineup. He's missed the entire first semester with an injury as he's taken out there. And an arm is going to go up on the play. 2 minutes for tripping. As the Bulldogs will find their first power play of the day. And, of course, have been struggling, unfortunately, as late. As we get a whistle with 14:20 left to go in the first period. Last night, 0 for 6 on the power play against the Thunder. And through 3 games, 2 against Aurora, now the one last night against the Thunder, 0 for 11. It's not what you want to see if you're head coach Adam Phillips, and a little TV timeout will allow him to talk things over with his first power play unit. Important to note, too, that this USA team taking on the Thunder of Trine University tomorrow evening right here at the USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth. So interesting to see how our cross-border rivals, 2 against the same team, we're facing off against tonight. 2-minute power play for the Bulldogs. Looking to get the scoring going. 14:20 left to go here in the first period. It's the first unit of Jake Swade with Theo Troon and Ian Amsbaugh on the forward lines. Clark will find Tefelsky. He takes a shot, deflected up into the netting. And 6 seconds in, we'll get a whistle as we halt play. So the tripping call officially to number 18, Brody George. George committed to Michigan State University. This is airlifted out of the zone. USA will clear some time off the clock on their PK. Amsbaugh with a pass back for Clark. Sent it the other way to return it, but there was nobody there at first. Amsbaugh will pick it up. Send it across the ice for Frank Tefelsky. His pass tipped away, intended for Swade. Down low in the far corner. That's Luke Schreier. And the Americans clear once again. Bernard out of his net to stop that puck and leave it back for Clark, who will drop it for Tefelsky. Good move by Amsbaugh as he dances through the legs of Zajic. And Adrian College off sides. .31 left to go here in the first period. No scoring just as yet between Adrian College and the U.S. Under-18 National Development Team. We'll take our draw in the neutral zone as it's one back. Julian Jacob across to his partner and Brad Summers over the blue line. And his drop pass to nobody. Bulldogs will have to reset here. Back to the neutral zone they go. Lucas Deeb. A short pass for Patrick Saney. Dropped off for Nienhuis on the right hash marks. His shot blocked through traffic. Never reached the net. Here come the Americans. 2-on-1 if they can hurry. Garcia to the middle. Outstretched with the stick. That was Zajic. Would have had a easy bid towards the front of the net if it wasn't too far out of his reach. Jacob will rush this upward. Summers crosses over. Saney with a shot. Put it high. Good look for the sophomore forward, Patrick Saney. Jacob to Deeb, his toe drag taken away from him. Now Patrick Saney to the dot. His wrist shot blocked, never got through. Nienhuis over the top of his head. And back with 13 seconds left is Jackson Bernard to stop the puck outside of his crease. Julian Jacob, his pass stolen in open ice. Barnett will dump it in, and that'll just about do it for the Bulldogs power play. So again, unsuccessful. There's a shot in front, a scary turnover, and the Americans score. They strike first on a costly turnover in front of the net. And that's the shades of last night in Angola. Bulldogs controlling the play, and you see it. They just cough it up in between the hash marks. Jackson Bernard not ready for that one, unfortunately, as he was out of position, had no idea that it was coming, and barely even a shot. So the national team will get the first lead of the day on their second shot. So Parker Trottier is going to get credited for the goal. Trottier committed to Notre Dame University. Bulldogs take the face-off in the offensive zone. Whittingham goes across for Malika. His rising saucer pass is dumped in. Carithers will sweep it around the boards behind his net. Malika to the near side wall. Frank Tefelsky will lead the charge. Bulldogs 3-on-2. Can't get through the defensive wall in front of them. Up the boards is Peters. Now to the top of the blue line. It's turned over and recovered just in the nick of time by Whittingham. Right after it, that's Lutner, who will collect it on the boards. Troon will swoop in to take it away. Back to his own blue line is Clark. His pass tipped up, and Troon with a nice hit there. Clark will take it away. This is flipped towards Carithers as it's stopped on the wall. And a injured player down on the play. Looked like an innocent tangle up in open ice. And hard to see the number there. But he was shaking his leg. As we're going to have to take a step aside for a quick injury timeout. USA leading the Bulldogs 1-0 with 11:04 left to go here in the first period. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV. Welcome back in Plymouth after a short injury timeout. Still unsure what happened, but it was Sam Wather, the Boston College commit, who went down in a heap of pain, took an awkward collision on the boards with Theo Troon. Seemed to be holding on to his ankle. And of course, we hope that he's okay. Here's a lead pass. Now it's Troon all alone on the breakaway. Pad save made by Carithers. Don't think he ever got the shot off as it just rolled off of his blade. But the Bulldogs turning around trying to tie this game up. Matt Bannister. Clark gets a sliding feed cross ice. Toe drag shot fanned on there. The poke checking stick made the contact. Bannister with a high rising shot off the back glass. The rebound in front off the pad of Carithers. It stays out and back to the neutral zone. Hard hit in front of the Bulldog bench. Physicality starting to pick up here. Not something that we thought we would see here today. There's a quick shot off the post from the stick of Lucas Zajic. Top of the point. Americans get back to work. AJ Garcia locked up underneath the red line with David Clark. Amsball trying to pitch it out of the pile as Clark will chase after it. It's worked free. George with a big reverse hit in the corner as Clark slow to get up. Stick save made by Bernard. Off the wrist shot, Lucas Deeb will recover. Fire it up the high glass and out of the zone. Barnett's a 180 pivot pass for Garcia. Bounced off his skate. And it's back for Garnett. A. Barnett. His pass to Garcia, looking to dance with it. Takes a shoulder from Julian Jacob, is separated off the puck. Now it's Ben Loretto, who will take it himself. His pass picked up. Zajic turns it over. Zajic in! Blocker save made by Bernard. In tight in a dangerous area. Bernard standing tall here this evening. Poke check from Bernard as O'Hanson will fire it back for Julian Jacob. Now towards the boards. Up and out. Francisco skating around his own defensive zone. The outlet pass connects with Nelson, who speeds by the body of Vellucci. Left side boards, it's Trottier. Has an assist in this game so far. Up the wall, Nelson. Stopping on a dime, that's Mutrin. Defensive change in the offensive zone for the Americans. As this is in front, backhands, gets poked away. Malika with the steal. Racing up the far right wing is Vellucci, developing 2-on-1. Malika in, shoots, and the save from Carithers. He'll hold it for the whistle. A great save, 7:59 left to go here in the first period. Americans still leading it 1-0.
First, we have NTDP forward and Maple Grove, Minnesota native, Sammy Nelson.
Alex Herman, of course, happy to have you all join us here this evening as the Bulldogs taking on the U.S. National Development Team. The under-18 squad, of course, there's two rosters, the under-18 and the under-17 team. The U-17 team taking on the Dubuque Fighting Saints over in Dubuque, Iowa in a USHL contest. And of course, be sure to stay connected with all the action by following at AdrianCollegeTV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment and follow at AdrianCollegeTV today. 1-0 our score for those of you just tuning in now. Only goal belonging to number 16, Parker Trottier. Assisted by Casey Mustrin at 7:46 into the first period. Puck is dropped, will continue on. That biscuit will bounce over the top of Malika's head. Sorensen trying to race after it fast enough, can't catch up. Turned away pass, Sorensen hops on the loose puck. Back to the neutral zone, fired, and that hits the mask of Ryan Piros, who had his head sticking over the bench. Lucky for him, wearing his protective padding. But a save made for number 1, even from the bench, doing his job no matter what. Take the face-off at center ice as the draw is won back. A DDD pass from Clark. Gets it returned right to him. Carter Reel up the left side boards is able to fire this down low as it's circling around the zone. Makes some contact with the protective netting. Will take us another stoppage. 7:27 left to go here in the first period. Pretty solid crowd for a Friday night here in Michigan. Those who haven't been, the USA Hockey Arena with lower bowl seating, but full 360 degrees around the ice sheet. So plenty of spaces for people to come and watch the developing stars from the United States. Good defensive play as this puck is up and out. Lovasek will get over the line, drop it for Clark, looking cross ice. His high rising shot is well wide. Bannister will punch it back deep. In between the feet of Clark, can't make the play. Now 7 minutes left to go here in the first period. Around the boards and out of the crease is Bernard to play that. As it's fired out, Bulldogs just can't connect with the outlet passes. Martinuk. Deja vu as it's rimmed left to right. Orpana will get a pass and cross over the line. Swade with speed to the backhand, breaks his stick on the play. And can't get the shot off in time. He'll catch up and make a nice defensive effort. Driving around. There's a wraparound shot. It's blocked by Bernard. Kept it out with the right pad. Lucas Zajic on that last attempt. Martinuk lost it to Tefelsky. He'll pinch it to Julian Jacob, who fires over for Swade, fanning on his pass. Turned around is Tefelsky. Stopping on it is Francisco. Locked up on the boards. Gets hunted down by Swade. Makes him give away the puck. Garcia will chase it with Tefelsky, one-on-one along the left side boards. Jacob with a returning hit. Stepping it back. Walking the line, it's Marthaler. Tefelsky, a chop on the stick. As it's thrown up the left side boards. Now to the slot, top of the circle. Wrist shot, not there. Julian Jacob to Anspaugh, the leading points getter for the Bulldogs. 1-on-3 all by himself. A couple of quick moves, but he can't shift through the last guy in J.J. Marthaler. In front of the net is Carithers as he'll cover the puck up. It was just rolling off of his pad. Saw it at the last second and covered it up for the whistle. .5:24 left to go here in this first period. Only one goal in this game so far belonging to the Americans as the Bulldogs trailing early in this contest. Back to the point. Malika will take a stab for it, running quickly after it is Mutrin. Turned over and change of pace, working back left to right. There's a slashing pass in front for Troon as he outstretched it in front of the net. The rebound right there off the pad of Carithers. Whaley using his speed. There's a feed for Trottier, who is driving the center of the hash marks. And a takedown by Theo Troon. Could have drawn a call, but no arm up there. Troon will airlift it back on net. Carithers will make the play and saucer it way up ice to the neutral zone. Trottier will get a pass and send it over for Glantz. His move shut down by Nate Bannister. Tie up in the corner. Nobody can kick it free yet. Now it's Deeb who will force it out of the scrum. And working it loose is Barnett. Clark getting a pass. Softly dropped back for Deeb. Will gain the blue line. A quick move getting through. Oh, Hannison trying to punch for it. 2-on-2. The Americans come back the other way. Jacob gets worked around. There's a shot off the outside of the apron. And the net is dislodged off of his pegs. And we get some extra action after the whistle. Bannister taken down. You don't see this very often. And we got a little bit of a scrap. I think in the mix there, that's Jamie Glantz, who sent some furious shots. I don't know if we're going to see a penalty here, but I think that might indeed be the case. Lucas Deeb gets caught in a scrap, and maybe a power play now for the Bulldogs. They might catch a break. Penalty box door was open at first, but now they close it. And it is indeed going to be a power play for the Bulldogs. Jamie Glantz is going to have to go and sit down. I imagine the call 2 minutes for roughing. Jamie Glantz playing on that good third line with Victor Plant and Logan Stewart. But Glantz, a Boston University commit. He'll go play his hockey with the Terriers over in Massachusetts. 3:54 left to go here in the first period. And the second power play of the day now for the Bulldogs. Still haven't found a power play goal. Going on 4 games. 2 with Aurora, 1 with the Thunder last night, and of course here today. As Jackson Bernard is signaling to the officials that the net, for some reason, can't be put back on its pegs, and we'll get some ice maintenance to come and drill a deeper hole. Sort of a pseudo timeout now for the Bulldogs. Hopefully Coach Adam Phillips can talk things over. It looks like he's going to send out the unit of Swade, Tefelsky, Amsbaugh, Troon, and Clark, which is normally that first unit. Still the delay as ice maintenance staff finishing up for the post of Jackson Bernard. We'll get a tap on his back. And we'll head back to the offensive zone for the Bulldogs. So here we go, Bulldog power play, 3:54 left to go in the first period. We're going to tie this game up on a 5-on-4. Swade in the draw with A.J. Garcia. It's won back by the Americans, fired out, and almost a turnover there as Clark was able to recover on the blue line. Tefelsky takes a shot from behind by Garcia. This is out in open ice, taken away. Tefelsky to the slot, look for the pass to his left, nobody there. Dropped back off for Swade. Bulldogs looking to set up shop. Amsbaugh on the left dot, shoots off the pad. The rebound in the slot. It's picked up and sent back for Clark. Tefelsky driving down the right side wing. Back up the boards for Clark. Right point, Tefelsky, his pass jumped over his stick. This is lifted out and all the way down the ice. Americans will kill off some time. 40 seconds just about gone. Bernard out of his net to play the puck all by himself. Summers to Tefelsky. Bulldogs picking up the pace. Dumped in as Summers will get back hard after it. To the top of the hash marks. Turnover. Now a shorthanded 2-on-1 turnover. It's Trottier across. Gets a pass right back over the top of the head of Bernard. It'll stay out. Bulldogs need to work with speed, but the pace gets cut short as Troon hit a patch of rough ice. This is back for Summers. Deeb over the blue line for O'Hannison, trying to find a shot. Back to the front, open, and it's pushed towards the corner. Nothing there again. Here's a shorthanded 3-on-1. George, left wing, shoots. Save made by Bernard. He kept it out. The rebound, and the Americans score. A shorthanded goal for Team USA. 30 seconds left in the power play. Nothing that Jackson Bernard could do on that. Made the first save, and the rebound sitting right there for the picking. And that is not good for the Bulldogs. First wrist shot off the shoulder and waiting in front. No doubt about that one. Easiest goal you'll score. The Americans have doubled their lead. 2:20 left to go here in the first period. A shorty for Sammy Nelson. Another Notre Dame commit, as this is cleared out and will kill off the remaining seconds of the power play. Bernard on his backhand will go around the boards. Up top for Troon, who was waiting for it, to the middle and Swade. That'll do it for the Bulldog power play. Still have not found one. They are absolutely snake-bitten right now. Malika to the front, the cover up from Carithers. He'll stop it. 1:43 left to go here in the first period. Full lineup for the Bulldogs. Have everybody who's healthy to play on the bench, because an exhibition game, no rule about a roster cap. So a full bench of gray sweaters off to our lefts, and we'll see just about everybody at some point throughout this game. Some of the lines shifted around, maybe to try some new options. Coach Phillips needing to draw up some strategy here. Under 90 seconds left to go in the first period. Sorensen will dump this in. Carithers to play it in the trapezoid. His backhand up around the high glass. Out of the zone. It's able to squeak out. Bucher in front of his own bench will control and leave it for Burchild. Off skating with it is Schauer. Malucci to Malika with less than 60 seconds to go. This is flipped down as it tumbles. Sorensen will chase it, and recovering is Schauer. Connecting with Cullen, who's way up ice. Try to work inside and out. Lovasek will force the turnover. Gains zone entry, turning back. Lovasek to Whaley. His shot high rising, and is stopped by the protective netting. 33 seconds left to go in the first period. Bulldogs down by 2. Yesterday, at this point in the game, is when the Bulldogs scored their first goal. Lucas Deeb was able to get the tally, and they would carry that 1-0 lead into the second period, and that quickly changed. 2 goals in that second period made it 2-1, and then from there on out, it was all Thunder. Up to the task. That's Glantz, top of the circle. Wrist shot stopped by Bernard. He'll hold it in the chest. Americans throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Jackson Bernard, who's had to stay very ready early in this game. Neither goal, of course, at all his fault. 15 seconds left. Barnett down the boards for Plant. Stopping it is Theo Troon. And likely the time will wind off the Clark, as David Clark will play it, and that's going to do it for the end of the first period. So not the best frame for the Bulldogs again, as they find themselves down 2-0 as they head to the second period. Our scoring summary will go through it. 7:46, Parker Trottier from Casey Mutrin. At 7:46 in the first period, made this game 1-0. And then a short-handed goal, just when you thought it couldn't get worse for the Bulldog power play. Not only can they not score on the 5-on-4, but they have a short-handed goal put behind them. 17:36, it's number 9, Sammy Nelson, from A.J. Francisco and Brody George. Our score 2-0 after 20 minutes, and hard to say what the Bulldogs can do at this point. They're just not getting what they're looking for. There's no reason to say that they're playing bad by any means, but for whatever reason, just cannot find a way to get it done, and are going to have to do some soul searching coming up here in the locker room, because if they're going to tie this game up and maybe take a lead, they're really going to have to dig deep. They were able to do it last year when they played at the Arrington Ice Arena. That was a 5-3 win that the Bulldogs were able to really sneak out in the later stages of the third period. So if we're going to see a similar scene here today, everybody in the room has to step up, and everyone as well needs to start doing their job. Shots 9-8 in favor of Team USA. A couple of good looks for the Bulldogs, and of course it's Luke Carithers, the Western Michigan University commit, denying every opportunity sent his way. We will step aside for the first period intermission, and before that, had a chance to talk with junior defenseman Julian Jacob from the Bulldogs before the game to get his thoughts on last night as well as tonight's matchup. Alex Herman here with junior defenseman Julian Jacob. Julian, yesterday, tough loss for you guys against the Thunder. Guys certainly had plenty of chances to score but couldn't find a bounce. What do you feel like was separating your team from picking up a win yesterday?
We were pretty happy with our game. We outchanced them pretty hard, but in the end, puck bounces didn't go on our side. Couldn't find the back of the net, so the hockey gods weren't really on our side, but just got to bring the same thing into today's game.
Now that you've had some time to sit on the loss overnight, how do you mentally reset and prepare for a tough USA team today?
Like I said, can't really think about it too much about the loss yesterday. Just got to put a foot in the right direction and keep working hard, keep playing as a team to get that win today.
What was the message from the coaching staff to the team, and what were some of the words that players also had to share individually?
Obviously disappointment when you outplay a team. But again, in the end, puck bounces weren't going our way, but still think that we played a pretty decent game. Just got to get those bounces.
When facing adversity, what do you personally have to do to come out the next day to try and outdo yourself from the night before?
I try not to think about it too much. If you think about mistakes, everything like that, it starts to compound. So again, putting one foot in the right direction again, and not let those mistakes happen again.
Now, as an upperclassman, last question for you here to end on a positive note. What has your time spent with the Bulldogs meant to you?
It's meant the world. You build brotherhoods, friendships that last a lifetime, really. And I don't want to lose these guys whatsoever. And looking forward to having these friends for the rest of my life.
Good luck tonight, Jules. Great to catch up with Julian Jacob before the game and get his thoughts on tonight's contest. And that's another guy that we're going to have to see step up and play large. One of the bigger guys for this Adrian squad, standing at 6 foot, 200 pounds, the junior from Bowmanville, Ontario. Looking to help out his squad and lead them to victory. 2-0 our score after 20 minutes. We're going to step aside for the first period intermission and return after the quick ice resurfacing for the second period of regulation. Alex Herman up here in the booth at the USA Hockey Ice Arena in Plymouth, Michigan. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of our alumni and friends and people who've been involved with this college over the last year. You know, we were going to do our holiday message from the warmth of my office, but you know, it was such a beautiful day outside, chilly, but it just seemed like the Christmas season look out here. And so we wanted to let all of you know that the last year has been terrific. You have been a great gift to us, from the new dome that we have on campus to a freshman class of 600 students, retention at 90%, even Giving Tuesday, which has gone through the roof over the last 10 years, has made all of this possible. And so we thank you. We wish you a happy and safe and restful holiday season. And we certainly hope to see all of you on campus in the new year. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog Mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Welcome back to USA Hockey Arena here in Plymouth, Michigan. 2-0 our score after 20 minutes. For those of you just tuning in, it's the United States Under-18 National Development Team taking on your Adrian College Bulldogs. Alex Herman, happy to have you all rejoin us here in the booth in Plymouth on the road for the second time in 2 days. First period for the Dogs, not really going the way that they wanted to. We're trying to rebound from a hard game yesterday with Trine University, and anything and everything that could be going wrong is going wrong, unfortunately. USA getting the early lead at 7:46 in the first period. It was Parker Trottier who got the scoring started, assisted by Casey Mutrin. And again, the power play has been a massive point of conversation for these Dogs over the past number of games. Still without a power play goal in quite some time. And to make things even worse, they give up a shorthanded one as Sammy Nelson got the tally at 17:36 in the first period, I should say, from AJ Francisco and Brody George. So we'll head back to center ice. 20 minutes up on the score clock. Puck is dropped and we'll resume play at the USA Hockey Arena. Early drive from the Bulldogs as that is sent all the way down. And back to the neutral zone. Outstretched stick from Nat Bannister. Lifted out of the zone. Gloved in midair by number 13, Abe Bennett. Logan Lutner tries to drive it into the zone as a backhand pass goes across from Amsbaugh to Clark. And that was caught in open ice. Clark to Amsbaugh, who will take the left side wing, driving towards the front of the net, never caught up in time, but the chop on the stick of Abe Barnett gets worked free. Down to the bottom of the circle. As this is waved out of the zone, lifted in, Jackson Bernard will stop it for Jacob. Home run pass for Peters. Saw him playing on the first line with Tefelsky and Swade a couple of weeks ago, but has since been replaced. 18:58 left to go here in the second period. Bulldogs will take the draw in the offensive zone to our left, flip-flopping sides. So it's going to be Swade in the circle with Bucher, as Bucher is able to win it back on the backhand. Around the boards, it's Martinuk. Up to neutral. Turning on it quickly is Swade. 3-on-2 if he can hurry. Tefelsky in the middle. Tefelsky will get it now towards the front. Top of the point, it's Jacob. Holds it at the blue line. Wrist shot gets broken up. Americans will turn up ice the other way, and a hard hit from Jacob. Now a puck loose in on net, and Bernard will cover it for the whistle. And some extra pushing and shoving again. Saw a little bit of a scrap earlier on in this game in the first period. And that one not really amounting to anything. Shots 10-8 in favor of the Americans, and a 2-0 lead. It was 18:30 left to go here in the first. Back to the blue line. Ripped around and low. Malika is in deep as he flexes his man into the glass. That was Mutrin now to the top as Luke Schauer can't make the play. Deeb will pick it up at the center ice red line. And there's an arm up on the play, and I think it's going to go against the Bulldogs. And indeed it is. It's Brad Summers who's going to head to the box. We didn't see the call, but it's high sticking. And again, the Americans will have some power play time. Bench staff for Team USA having a discussion with the head official. That's Nick Forer. He's exchanging some words with our head official. So we'll get the okay and told we're ready to continue. This is tying up on the face-off circle. Picked up out of the pile by Sadie, now to the blue line. Americans will hold it. This is Lutner across the ice, now down low. Cross-ice feed through the 5-hole of Bernard, and a power play goal 12 seconds in. Tic-tac-toe for Team USA, and it's a 3-0 lead. Saw the cycle, they work it low, everybody out of position for the Bulldogs. And just as easy as the one before, Logan Stewart is going to pick up another tally on his season. And you can see the growing frustration from the Bulldog bench. Bannister trying to fire it in as it stopped some friendly fire on Ryder Nienhaus. It's deflected off the boards and down low. Vellucci speeding up to get to it. Played first by Marthaler. Up the wall, Vellucci a drop pass. Nienhaus to the slot. Backhands off the pad. The rebound in the slot. Vellucci off the board in! Ryan Vellucci will get on the board. And how about that pop of the crowd for the Bulldogs? Just when the Bulldogs need a little bit of a shot in the arm, Ryan Vellucci will get that one. Goes upstairs, an absolute beauty for number 9. Vellucci's 4th goal on the season, now for 8 points on his 25-26 campaign. Bulldogs reel it in back within 2. We'll get a reset on the draw at center ice. And away we go. Back to the middle. Dumped all the way down. With speed, that's Stewart. Gets hit into the boards. Now a centering feed into the slot. Glance can't hold it. Jacob with an outstretched stick. Here's a turnover. Glance shoots. Shoulder save by Bernard. Got it. And he'll hop on top of the puck for the whistle. We'll see who they assist that goal to. But no doubt about it, Ryan Vellucci. His first of the evening. Still our live stats waiting to be caught up here. 17:07 remaining to go in the second period. Bulldogs their first of the nights. Francisco, a sidestep move around Whaley, but he shut him down. Tries to get it out, but it's kept in by Cullen. Jacob drops it back. Odd numbers for the Americans in the slot. Tipped in front. The rebound, scores. Bernard can't handle the rebound again, and cashing in is Mikey Burchild. So when there was a little bit of life, now back to a 3-goal lead for the Americans. Blue line plays have been the trouble for the past 3 games for the Bulldogs. Seems like just about every contest they have, they make a mistake while they're playing the puck. And that's a self-inflicted wound right there. Cannot give this team a 3-on-1 on their own blue line. So we're back to a 3-goal deficit for Adrian College, 4-1, and there's a steal at center ice. Racing up is Sammy Nelson all by himself. Taken out there, a hard hit. Great play by Kalen Whittingham as he'll get some stick taps from his teammates on the bench. Dancing around is Trottier, now to the point, holding the line. Shire can't make the play, and Francisco is pushed off the puck. Amsbaugh scooping the puck up along the left wall. Saney tries to help him out. Francisco all the way up the ice for Shire. Clark to Amsbaugh, who has to go back to go forward. Bannister, he's free, in on net, and the cross-ice feed way off target, and the shot from the point is gobbled up by Luke Carithers. Man, that was a great heads-up effort by Matt Bannister to jump into that play. Don't see number 22 in gray leading the rush like that, but he was speeding down that left wall. Could have opted to shoot, but decided to make the less selfish play and pass instead. Shot off the draw, gets blocked in front, never reaches the net, and then a pickup in between the hash marks by Zajic. He's got speed, works around Bannister. Clark is hunted down, takes a hit from behind on the glass, and picked out of the pile. That's Brody George. Up to the point, slapped back down deep by Barnett. Here's Zajic driving the front. The wrist shot fanned on to the wall is Swade. A backhand stopped at the blue line again. Bulldogs can't get out of the zone. They've got 3 guys on 1 puck. Swade goes around the wall. Burchild will stop the motion. Now to the top, a high-rising shot. Goes up into the netting. It's Lucas Zajic who lifts it all the way up. 15:03 left to go here in the second period. 4-1 our score from the USA Hockey Arena here in Plymouth. And this has been a hard day for the Bulldogs. See Jake Swade going back to the bench with a lot of frustration, and it's understandable why. Just can't get any momentum as the shot off the faceoff is stopped by Bernard, as we'll get a TV timeout. So we'll get our official scoring summary for the goals. First it was Ryan Vellucci at 2:33, assisted by Anton Sorensen. And then less than a minute later, it's Mikey Burchild from Dane Bucher and Wyatt Cullen at 3:11. 5 minutes into the second period. Unfortunately, every situation just going from bad to worse. Miscommunications all over the ice, sloppy plays on the blue line, turnovers when you don't need it, missed passes when you're trying to go cross ice. Just not the day so far for the Bulldogs. $15 minutes flat left to go here in the second period. Face-off in the defensive zone of Adrian College. Bulldogs win it back. Jacob will shove it around the boards. Deeb tips it out of the zone. And Logan Stewart, the first to it, has Jacko Hannison on his coattails. Stewart stops on a dime and turns the other way. His pass up ice is connected to the stick of Victor Plant. Summers will hassle him. Plant is taken out. Takes a stumble, was looking for a call, slow to get up, but now continues on. Hannison with a big shove in front of the USA bench. Loretto up for Summers, who gains the line. Crosses to the middle. Hannison, there's a wrist shot, tumbling in the air. And it's caught by the glove of Luke Carithers. $14:24 left to go here in the second period. Face off to our left. It's going to be Ryder Nienhaus to step in the circle. We'll face off with Dane Bucher. This is flexed back to the far side wall. Clashing it off the end boards is Martinuk. Luke Shire back for Martinuk. His own blue line, Cullen will make the play, cuts to the middle, driving down the center lane, and moves to the right. Shire will slap shot this around the boards. Around we go as it's stopped at the blue line. Circling back, pass is taken away by Whaley. The outlet to Vellucci. He's able to get to Nienhaus. Nienhaus trying to find Vellucci back in the middle, unable to do so. And a turnover again on the blue line. Here's a leading rush from Cullen. Cullen in on Bernard. Shoots, and a glove save made by Bernard. The rebound on top of the crease. It's kicked out of the way. Whittingham off for Vellucci. 2-on-2 for the Bulldogs. Ludner stepped up on Vellucci, forced him to dump the puck. Full line change for the Bulldogs. Leading feed way up ice for Trottier. Stops on the right face-off circle. And his pass to the open space, not collected. Bannister to Reel. He'll hug the left side boards. Walks it down. Gets double teamed as he's taken off the puck. Clark bouncing around. Almost turned it over again on his own blue line. Clark releases a feed for Reel. Slapped away from him by the twig of Abe Barnett. Mutrin has his pass stolen. Orpana over the line, looking shot. The right-handed shooter circles around the zone, gets hassled hard as he's forced into the boards by Barnett. Back to the point. Clark can't keep it in. Laredo will race back to make the play. Loretto's pass stolen by the stick of Mutrin. Here's a high-rising shot over the blocker shoulder of Bernard. Clark stops on it in the corner. This is thrown ahead for Saney. Orpana in on net. Carithers will glove it down and the whistle.
All the action this season from USA Hockey Arena with live broadcast.
12:09 left to go here in the second period. 4-1 our score for those of you just tuning in. Alex Herman, happy to have you all here this evening on ACTV from the USA Hockey Arena here in Plymouth, Michigan. Of course, the Bulldogs taking on the National Development Team U18 team. U17 team across the country in Dubuque, Iowa. We have American action here tonight. Zajic makes the play in the middle, trying to find a shot. Crossed over, slapped out of midair. As stealing it is Loretto. Thrown over the head. Amsbaugh will pick it up. Delayed offsides. Amsbaugh had to circle it back. Loretto with Saney in the middle, 3-on-2. Loretto to Saney, trying to cross it over, and a great sliding play is that sent to the front. Good defensive effort from J.J. Marthaler as he's able to cancel that play out. Julian Jacob thrown around. This is going to draw a call, and the Bulldogs again will get another power play. 11:23 left to go here in the second period. My guess is it's probably going to be holding. Americans don't like it, but they're going to have to live with it. And to the box, it's Dane Bucher. Or I apologize. It's Brody George, number 18. George, a commit to Michigan State University. So give the Bulldogs some power play time. Have struggled over the past 4 games. Clark to Summers. Outside of the hash mark, trying to cut the lead in half. Summers down low. His pass picked off to the front. Swede looking to dig for it, and it's covered up by Carithers. Best look on the power play so far for the Bulldogs, but Swade could not make any contact with his twig, but he was all alone in front of the net. Some words being exchanged, potentially for a play call between Summers and Swade, and Summers now being put on the power play unit. Bannister to Clark. Back for Bannister. One-timer. Pad save. The rebound. It's kept out. Carithers with 2 saves in tight. And here's a short-handed steal. All alone working in. And it's stopped by Bernard. Again, the Bulldogs with trouble on the blue line. Almost gave up another short-handed goal. Parker Trottier stole it right from the hands of Nat Bannister and almost made this a 5-1 game. Face off in the D zone of the Bulldogs. This is blasted off the boards now towards the front of the net where Bernard was waiting for it. Here goes Nat Bannister shifting into gear. Pass forward to Felski and the Bulldogs offsides.
Join us tomorrow as this season's Kroger College Series comes to a close when the under 18s take on trying
10:42 left to go here in the first. I apologize. In the second period. Feels like the first period with how this game has been dragging out for the Bulldogs. Just doesn't seem to end. Amsbaugh up ahead. Carter Reel will drive down the side. Stopped is Theo Troon. 2-on-2 puck scrum in the corner. Kick back to the point. Jacob down to the flank for Deeb. Back up top for Jacob. Amsbaugh looking across. Popped over the stick of Deeb. And this is slapped out but kept in off a deflection. And leading up ahead, here's Glantz with an opportunity. Shoots and it just goes wide. The rebound picked up by Julian Jacob. 35 seconds now left in the Bulldog power play. Still with no power play goals. Theo Troon taken out. Could have been interference, but no call. Saney in the shallow corner. Punted down on the wall by J.J. Marthaler. Up top for Amsbaugh. 18 seconds left now. Walks the line. Over for Jacob. Deeb shoots. Off the post. It stayed out. Jacob with a shot. Stopped by the blocker of Carithers. 7 seconds left. Cross for Amsbaugh. Round the boards we go. Towards the front. Opportunity there. And it can't be put home as George will come out of the box. USA's even strength. We're back to 5-on-5. Crossing the halfway threshold in the second period. 9:10 left to go in the frame. As this is sent down for Ben Loretto. Loretto, a long outstretched feed. And this will rip around the boards. It's going to be icing. And I believe we're going to see a goaltending change here for the Bulldogs as the freshman and newcomer to this Adrian squad, and Aiden Garaipi is going to get his first action in a Bulldog uniform. An interesting story with Aiden Garaipi comes from the Watertown Shamrocks in the North American Hockey League. Of course, earlier on in the season, Nolan Suggs, the third goaltender with the Bulldogs, with Jackson Bernard and Ryan Piros, decided his time with Adrian College was done after the first semester. Wound up transferring to SUNY Cortland to play in the SUNYAC division for the Red Dragons. There's a long pass as Amsbaugh was cherry-picking at the blue line, gets called for offsides. Would have had a breakaway otherwise. As we'll look to some history with Aiden Garaipi. Garaipi sitting at 6'4", 201 pounds, the freshman from Munising, Michigan, so staying in his home state for his collegiate career. Played 4 games earlier on this season with the Surrey Eagles in the British Columbia Hockey League. A 6.48 goals against average and an .827 save percentage. And then was moved over to the Watertown Shamrocks, where he put up a .346 GAA and a .901 save percentage. Went 3-1 through his time. And had a chance to talk with Coach Phillips about Garaipi. Likes his size, likes his game. And he was brought in really on a short notice with the departure of Nolan Suggs. And we'll see how he does here now, trying to impress his coaching staff, getting an opportunity to split this game with Jackson Bernard. 8:43 left to go here in the second period. 4-1 our score, USA leading over the Bulldogs. We drop the puck in the D zone of Adrian College. In towards the net, first shot on, pad save, and it's waved off. The net was dislodged. That could have been disaster for Garaipi in his first play as a Dog. It stopped on the line, 8:36. See the overhead replay. They're saying the net was dislodged before the puck crossed the line, and doesn't even look like it crossed the line in the first place, so a nice save for Garaipi to get things started. But the officials are going to look this over. They think that it crossed the line. There is an overhead camera here. It's stopped by the panel and then the right toe of Garaipi. But the question is, with the ruling of a goaltender pushing off the post with the momentum of the puck, are they going to say that this would have went in if the post didn't come off the net? And not just because I'm biased towards the Bulldogs, but I would say no. Puck never crossed the line in the first place. The whistle went. But that's not for me to decide. Officials looking at it very closely in the box. Perfect time to talk about some of our campus activities. Are you ready to explore your Adrian Future Scholarship Day? Let's admitted students tour campus, meet faculty, and earn a renewable scholarship. Register now at adrian.edu/admissions/visit campus/scholarship day today. Great opportunity for young Bulldog prospects to get on campus, see all of our athletic and academic facilities. It also helps out if you are able to earn a scholarship and reduce your tuition. Still waiting for the official call here from the referee staff. And it is waved off. So good for the Bulldogs. They'll hold on, keep this game 4-1. .8:35 left to go in the second period. D-zone draw for Adrian College, scooped up quickly by Cullen. This is worked around to the shallow area of the ice. Whittingham gets spun around as it's forced off the high glass and out of the zone. It's the big man, Ryder Nienhaus, number 10, who will head after this puck. Makes a big collision on the wall with Luke Shire, the other number 10, but for USA. Picked up out of the pile by Vellucci, a goal in the game so far, trying to add to his totals. Burt Childs drops it over for Shire as it's back around the boards. Sorensen was waiting for it up the wall. Galloping down, takes a shot on that, high and wide over the glove of Carithers. Center lane feed pops to the point, and a backhand from Malika. Bounces over one, and a shot there off the outside of the pad of Carithers. Might have hit the top part of the pad there and deflected behind the net as Lutner turned over the puck. Bannister was able to send a big shove onto Cullen. As this is back for Clark. Goes cross ice for Bannister, up ahead for Levisek. And all the way down. First to it is Lutner. Up the near side wall. Outlet pass for Mutrin. Gets free. Leading ahead is Nelson. Shot it just high over the bar. The odd man rushes certainly have been there for Team USA. And Levisek will take this puck off sides. .6:57 left to go in the second period. Neutral zone draw right in front of us on the left side. Bannister goes across for Clark. His pass is canceled out. Now Francisco over the blue line, gets it down low. Shoved off the puck by Amsball, but Soccer kicks it to a friend. Saney looking to find Schroon. Flex back towards the corner. Mutrin stopped on the wall. A backhand from Clark up the wall for Amsball. Amsball is scanned for Schroon, tips it out of midair. There's a shot wide to the right side pad of Carithers. Leading is Nelson. Gallops over the line. Jacob right behind him. And his pass to nobody. It's turned over. Jacob taking a shot from behind. This is going to be a delayed call. Nelson's going to go to the box. One-timer not there. Amsball shooting. Blocked in front. And touched up. Bulldogs will head back to the power play. 6:02 left to go in the second period. Sammy Nelson, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Another power play opportunity for the Bulldogs. Swade is able to win it back to Felski, to Clark at the blue line. Over for Summers. Summers' pass is picked off, back to the point. Clark with a shot in and out of the glove of Carithers. The rebound gets swept wide. Punched around the boards, and Summers can't keep it in. It's dumped all the way down the ice. 20 seconds gone in the 5-on-4. Gripe will leave it for Clark, who will take it himself. Given over for Summers to his right. Now it's Tefelsky who can't make it. Swade over for Summers. Up and around the boards. Carithers out of his crease to stop it. Tefelsky stopped on the wall. Bannister speeding in. There's a pile up. And Ludner has the stick around Tefelsky's neck as he was down. Clark to Swade. His shot stopped and held onto by Carithers. Saw it all the way into the chest. Will hold it for the whistle. 5:07 left to go here in the second period. New power play unit now out for the Bulldogs. Theo Troon, Lucas Deeb, Patrick Saney in the middle, Amsbaugh up top as the second defenseman, and Julian Jacob. Deeb down low for Saney. Back to the hash marks, slashes over for Amsbaugh, shoots, it's blocked, and deflected towards the corner. Lucas Deeb fought into the boards, and this is lifted down the ice. Julian Jacob with speed. Cuts right to left. We'll get it right back from Amsbaugh. His shot from distance stopped by the chest of Carithers. He'll hold it on again. Of course, again, Alex Herman here at the USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, Michigan. Happy to have you all join us for the broadcast this evening. Bulldogs trailing 4-1 with 4:34 left to go here in the second period. Jacob with 30 seconds left on the power play. Amsbaugh shoots, it's deflected wide. Winding up is Deeb, never released the shot. Jacob to Amsbaugh, was ahead of his reach. Leapt out with the stick, will circle it back and gave it up. Here's a turnover on the blue line again. Leading ahead, here's Glantz. Shoots off the shoulder of Gripe. He makes his first stop as a Bulldog. Three seconds left on the power play, and that's going to do it. Without sounding overly pessimistic, at this point, if I'm head coach Adam Phillips, I might start denying penalties. There's no reason to go on the power play. As that shot from the point goes wide now to the hash marks. As Victor Plant will skate it ahead. Leaves it for Glantz. Pad save made off the wrist shot by Gripe. Tumbling down, it's stopped on the boards. Back to the front net area as Nienhuis is there to make the play. We'll skate it cross ice, a fluttering pass to Malika, the outlet to Saney. Saney on the backhand, pitches forward, tipped on net, and it's Carithers again with the save. They'll hold it, 3:16 left to go in the second period. One of the things that we're definitely not seeing from the Bulldogs is rebound opportunities. Shots on Carithers, just like last night on Cosma, coming from distance, not through traffic, nobody in front. And a high-skilled goaltender who's going to wind up going to play D1 eventually, like Carithers. When he sees it, he's going to be able to stop it. In point in case yesterday, Bulldogs only get one goal on 40 shots. Couple of rebounds thrown into the mix, but not many. Same story here today. USA setting up shop, dancing in zone. It's Birchild. There's a wrister as it's deflected up into the netting. Our whistle with 2:51. Take the face off. Back to our right. Nelson will step in with Captain Jake Swade. Just trying to shoot some kind of life into his team. Shot off the dot, pad save made by Garaipi. Back to the point, it's Marthaler. Loretto can't get this puck out. Possessed by Trottier. Never reached the net, the point shot. Back on the blue line, Marthaler will swing it back deep. Clark up the boards to Peters. Now leading it away is Loretto. He's got some room. Ben Loretto shoots. It's stopped by Carithers right into the chest. And Swade with some extracurriculars there as we're still getting more pushing and shoving. Peters now a meeting of the minds with Trottier. .2:11 left to go here in the second period, and this one has certainly just dragged on and on and on. Rio can't win the faceoff back in the offensive zone. Bannister will step off the blue line to make the play on the wall. Rio pinches in on the puck as it's lifted in front of the Bulldog bench and out of the offensive zone. Muscling his way through traffic. That's Bogus. It's slapped all the way down the ice. They wave it off for icing as Carithers comes out of his crease to play the puck. Carter Rio, his back pass picked off by Zajic. In on net, the one-timer cross crease doesn't go. It was Garcia who fanned on it. But again, another sloppy play as Rio will drive the front of the net, turns it over for Zajic again. Back to the neutral zone. Zajic cuts across. Shire gets blasted in the face by Orpana, and maybe a little bit of a sell job on Devin Orpana. But the officials saw it, and they're going to blow this down. 1:07 left to go, and the Bulldogs will head to the kill. So if nothing changes on this power play, the Americans will start the third period off with about a minute and change of 5-on-4 time. Jumping out of the zone, it's Vellucci as this puck is cleared all the way down. Carithers will leave it behind his net for Lutner. Lutner takes it. Skating up the middle. Bucher, a couple of quick moves, 60 seconds left. Here's a shot. It's blocked in front. Kept in by Lutner. Goes to work as he sends it down the boards. Swapping places with him is Nelson. Back up top for Bucher. Back for Lutner. Cross ice. Down to the corner. This is Burchild. Shoots it on, and it just goes wide. 15 seconds left to go in the second. Americans trying to make one last play before the end of the period. Tied up in the corner. Turned over in front. A stick save made by Garaipi. This is fired around the boards. 1 second to go. And that'll do it for 40 minutes of play. So what was a closer lead started as 2-0. Bulldogs got one back, but are still down by 3. It's 4-1 as we skate into the third period. We'll look at our scoring summary through the second period to recap the goals that we saw. 2:04 in the second period. It's Logan Stewart on the power play from Sammy Nelson and Mikey Birdschild to make it 3-0. And shortly after that, just about 30 seconds, it was Ryan Vellucci with a response, even strength at 2:33 in that period from Anton Sorensen and Ryder Nienhaus. That would reel it in back to 2 goals. And then, just like the Bulldogs had a response, so did the Americans, 3:11 in the second period. Mikey Birdschild, even strength from Dane Bucher and Wyatt Cullen, leaves us at 4-1. Goaltending change for Adrian College. Jackson Bernard getting told he was going to be splitting the game today with the newcomer in Aiden Garaipi, who's come in so far and done all that he's had to do. Only seen a couple of shots, maybe 3 or 4 at that, but some good saves from the youngster. And that's what we got for 40 minutes of play. Bulldogs certainly have come back from more in the past, and this is a team that is well coached, has very, very good talents, but they just need to be poised here. Earlier on in the season, one of the things that Captain Jake Swade always talked about was sometimes when they were down, they didn't really panic. And although they don't look like they're panicking, it doesn't look like they're necessarily responding at this point. And unfortunately for them, that's why they find themselves down again today, just like they were yesterday. Gotta find some kind of life. Realize that you have the personnel and the strategy to do it. It's just a matter of acting on it. So the Dogs will try and talk things over for the next 15 minutes in the locker room before they head back out for the third period. And we'll see if they can find 3 goals to tie this game up. We're going to step aside for the second period intermission. Alex Herman up here in the booth at the USA Ice Hockey Arena here in Plymouth, Michigan. 4-1 our score after 40 minutes. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of our alumni and friends and people who've been involved with this college over the last year. You know, we were going to do our holiday message from the warmth of my office, but you know, it was such a beautiful day outside, chilly, but it just seemed like the Christmas season look out here. And so we wanted to let all of you know that the last year has been terrific. You have been a great gift to us, from the new dome that we have on campus to a freshman class of 600 students, retention at 90%, even Giving Tuesday, which has gone through the roof over the last 10 years, has made all of this possible. And so we thank you. We wish you a happy and safe and restful holiday season. And we certainly hope to see all of you on campus in the new year. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
These students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog Mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of our alumni and friends and people who've been involved with this college over the last year. You know, we were going to do our holiday message from the warmth of my office, but you know, it was such a beautiful day outside, chilly, but it just seemed like the Christmas season look out here. And so we wanted to let all of you know that the last year has been terrific. You have been a great gift to us, from the new dome that we have on campus to a freshman class of 600 students. retention at 90%, even Giving Tuesday, which has gone through the roof over the last 10 years, has made all of this possible. And so we thank you. We wish you a happy and safe and restful holiday season. And we certainly hope to see all of you on campus in the new year. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
these students who have worked so hard to achieve what so many never achieve. This evening you join the select company of people who hold a baccalaureate degree or a master's degree. You join a privileged group of individuals, a minority of persons in this country, and an even smaller fraction from around the world who have had both the opportunity to pursue higher education and the intelligence, discipline, and determination to reach this goal. You should be very proud.
I will unquestionably miss being an Adrian College Bulldog. I will miss the pink flowers that light up the campus each spring, the dining halls that prompt exchanges of, "How's your day been?" after a long day of classes, and the sporting events that fill students with pride. I will miss the way this campus instantly feels like home each time I set foot on that Bulldog Mile.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Welcome back from Plymouth. Third period of this exhibition matchup between the Bulldogs and the USA National Development Team. Alex Herman here on ACTV. Happy to have you all rejoin us for the third and final frame of regulation. Power play for USA. Plot goes over, just shoved wide. Cross crease was Garaipi, and it stayed out. 4-1 our score for those of you just tuning in now. Bulldogs have had a struggle all day long and just can't quite figure it out, as this is tipped off part of the protective netting. Offensive zone draw here for the Americans. Puck is dropped backhanded by Summers in the middle as walking the blue line. That's Francisco. Shoves it down the boards for Glantz. I'll give it cross ice for Cullen. Spread out in formation is Team USA. Cullen, the one-timer. Garaipi with the pad save on the 1-T. Turning over, not too much time left on the power play. So sent down to the zone. Orpana will be released from the box. And Bannister with a step-up hit. Now we'll cancel out that play. This is rotated up ice for Tefelsky. Palucci right behind him, trying to take it away. Ultimately picked up by the stick of Victor Plant. Plant with speed, leading the rush. Drops it off. Back up the boards for Barnett. His offsetting pass over the blue line and back to the neutral zone. Turning quickly, that's Lutner. Off to the neutral zone, that's Plant. And the bouncing puck played down by Garaipi. Still in his white and green pads from his Watertown Shamrocks team. First appearance as a Bulldog after replacing Nolan Suggs after the end of the first semester. Outside hash mark. Now to the bottom of the dot, driving. There's a wraparound, the rebound in front. Pad save made by Garaipi. Lance will take a hit. This puck knocked around, picked up by Jake Swade. Has Tefelsky on the right wing with him. Decides his shift is done and just flips it into the zone. Picking it up as Amsbaugh, but lost control. Saney will step in. Working it ahead at Zajic. Lost it to the fast feet of Saney, who's escorted into the boards by Marthaler. Turnover on the bottom of the circle. Poked free for Saney. Not there. Francisco, his leading pass, connects way up ice for Zajic, who gets back to the bench for a change. That saucer pass canceled out by the blade of Nelson. This is knifed over as Malika touches it ahead, hoping to find Theo Troon. Mutrin skating left to right. Now off the wing. There's a shot off the top of the shoulder of Garaipi. This is downloaded all the way back to the other end of the ice. As Trottier will spin back with the puck. Bannister trying to chop for possession, one-on-one with Bucher. Bucher out of the corner, looking for an outlet pass. Nobody there for him as it's fired back deep by Barnett. Garaipi extending the panel out will stop the momentum. Bulldogs look to break out. This is successfully pushed over for Deeb as O'Hannison has it swiped away from his reach. Just about 4:45 gone here in the third period. Bulldogs down by 3. Up ahead is Clark as he'll pinch it forward. Summers with his back turned, turning with a shot. Glove save made by Carithers. 60 minutes flat as we get some extra wrestling after the whistle. O'Hannison and Dane Bucher exchanging some pleasantries. Four minutes gone here in the third period. A couple of shots for both sides. We'll take the face-off in the offensive zone for the Bulldogs. It's one back on the backhand. Here's Loretto. He'll step up to make the play. Vellucci's shot is deflected up into the netting and will stop again. Only 6 seconds. Working by. Nienhuis will play it off the face-off. Flex back to the corner. Vellucci with the only goal for the Bulldogs today. He's able to fire it out of the corner. Turned over. Here's Glantz with a shot. Safe by Garaipi. He'll hold it. Using all of his 6'4" frame. And we've got some extra pushes and shoves. Julian Jacob and Logan Stewart engaging in a battle after the whistle. They'll have to be separated. D-zone draw for Adrian College. As we'll wait for the drop. One back. Martinook will play it at the left point. It's fired around the boards, picked up by Glantz. Goes down low and around for Stewart. He's going to dance the zone. Dropped back for Shire. Stick save made by Garaipi. Turned over on the dot. Jacob, first guy to it. Cashes it to his left. And Sorensen will lift it out. Martinook put in reverse, goes D to D, and is able to find Shire. Plant's pass picked off by Nienhuis. It'll stop momentum. Jacob at the top of the circle on his own end. Up for Sorensen, who has to play it in between his feet. Plant heads in as a big hit from Julian Jacob on Glantz, who's slow to get up, shaking his head, was hoping there was going to be a penalty. Nothing there as physicality starting to pick up. A number of hits on both sides. Stepping off the bench, there's a quick shot from the top of the points by number 19 and Luka Zajac. And we'll get a TV timeout with 4:45 left to go here in the third period. TV timeouts, something that the Bulldogs not necessarily as used to. There are some places that these guys have played in for junior hockey where they do it, but every rink will provide that service and gives a chance for everybody to take a breather and talk things over. And then there's some shoveling of the snow in the creases of each goaltender. Some former Division I NCAA players, too, on the Bulldogs who might have seen similar practices. Theo Troon coming from Western Michigan, Anthony Malika, St. Lawrence. Bulldogs used to have a lot more Division I talent in the past. Likes of Iowa Dinier, who's now in the Southern Professional Hockey League. National championship winning goaltender. Drop the puck, 14:40 left to go here in the third period. Americans will circle the zone. Marthaler, his wrist shot deflected in front by Garcia, and the quick whistle as it's popped over everybody's head. Goaltender I was thinking of that completely eluded me, Cam Gray. He's able to pick up the first national championship for the Bulldogs just some 5 years ago. Played a short time with the Indy Fuel in the East Coast Hockey League. Alongside teammate Matu Spodniak, who's back in his home country overseas in Europe. Anthony Malika slides this around the boards, and quickly Team USA will take control. Francisco, his pass given up at center ice for Malika. Off to the wing in Lovasek, but it bounced over his stick before he could make a play. Retreating is Whaley. His long feed up for real all the way down, and this is icing with 14:11 left to go. Continuing on, there's a point shot from way downtown. It just goes wide to the blocker end of Garaipi. Barnett swings it around the boards. Pinching in is Malika, peeling off the boards. That was Carter Reel as it's kept in and stolen by Devin Orpana. Orpana will fire this all the way in on Carithers, who decides not to hold it, leaves it for Barnett. Up for Trottier. A one-touch feed for Nelson. Now a steal for Tefelsky. He's got space. Tefelsky into the near corner. Gets axed off the puck. And Clark at the blue line. Clark's point shot blocked. This is out. Lovasek gets tangled up. Tefelsky and Barnett go into the wall. Giving up a pass. Here's Nelson. We'll send it in on net. Easy save by the stick of Garaipi. Back in front. Swayed across for Clark. And it's tipped away by Bucher. Clark will have to try it again. Pivots backwards. Finds Bannister on the wing. And it's tipped in. Carithers will play it outside of his crease. Round the boards, this puck goes. Clark will step up. Doesn't make the play. Bannister, last Bulldog back. Gets hunted down from behind by Burchilds. Gives the puck away, looking for Swade, and he never made any contact. This will be icing with 12:33 left to go here in the third period. Shots 24-21 in favor of Team USA. So totals are pretty dead even at this point. Only 3 shots separating both sides, but there's a different 3 that's more important, and that's goals separating the Bulldogs from a lead. Still down 4-1. Had a tough second period. Only 1 goal from Ryan Vellucci. Then a quick response from the Americans. Back to the point this goes. Shire flexes it down the wall for Burchild. He'll step up. One-timer gets fanned on. That could have had some heat on it if it was connected with by Bucher. Leading ahead. That's Aiden Peters, who's all by himself. Easy play made for Carithers as he sent it up the wall. And a takeaway by Loretto at center ice. Loretto has Marthaler on his hip. Troon double teamed in the corner. Amsbaugh will spin the puck back. And Troon's pass, he can't pull it out of the holster. Cullen, 1-on-4, checked by Jacob as he laid down a shoulder. Saney up ahead, turns on the gas. And an easy steal from Marthaler. It's one of the things we've been noticing about the Bulldogs. They getting possession, but not making the plays that they normally do. American forwards and Ds, anytime there's a loose puck, they're right there to contest for it, as this is swung over in front of Garaipi. Logan Stewart down low underneath the red line, takes a chop from Jacob. In front, save made by Garaipi. Got it with the shoulder and snared it with the glove. He'll get some stick taps from his bench. 10:58 left to go here in the third period. Good time to remind everybody that ACTV broadcasts are fully student ran. Normally we would list off our entire staff, but today it's just me up here in the booth running play-by-play as well as our broadcast stream on YouTube. With students calling the shots around the rink and our other athletic facilities on a daily basis. Anthony Malika up the boards. It'll stay in just barely. Malika trying to find Deeb, who got ahead of the pile. O'Hannison is offsides with the puck. And we'll have to stop again. Neutral zone face-off as it's taken in front of the USA bench. Moving the boots is Barnett. As he fires this around the glass, it'll settle down for number 19 in Luka Zajic. Up to the point. D-to-D pass right back for Barnett. Takes a shot wide, takes friendly fire on Garcia as this is tipped down. Lucas Deeb gets his puck stolen by George Zajic in the slot. A good move, a backhand, and the Americans score. Again, turnovers on the blue line have cost the Bulldogs time and time again. And this is an easy backdoor play for number 14 in Logan Lutner. Again, nothing that a Bulldog goaltender can do on that. Aiden Garaipi left out to dry. No defense in sight. And it's 5-1 halfway through this third period.
Goal for Team USA, scored by number 14, Logan Lutner. Assisted by number 19.
Ryan Vellucci hit into the boards. Nienhuis goes around for Clark. Will stop on a dime behind his own net. And looking to lead the way. Clark. This is shot out of a cannon. Off the back glass. Vellucci's backhand pass. Tipped in front. Here goes Shire. Gives it away. Wrist shot. Stopped by Garaipi. Caught it up high. Had to shrug the shoulders. But again, using the higher parts of his frame. Marthaler goes down low. Out is Nienhuis as it's played for Sorensen. Clark will circle back with the puck, gives it up again. Here's a drive from the Americans. Shoulder save once more by Garaipi. Some of these passes that the Bulldogs are certainly suspect, and never want to rag on your own team, but gotta have some patience with where you're looking before you send it away. But it's hard at this point for the Bulldogs. You grip your stick a little bit tighter. Motions, I'm sure, for a lot of these guys are flaring. it's hard to fight your way back into the game. Here's a cross-ice feed. Sprawled out is Garaipe. He made the stop. The turnaround goes in. Mad scramble for the puck again. And this lead grows for Team USA. Here's another drive for the Americans. Wrist shot gets sent high over the net. Swade going full speed after this puck. Breaks up the play. Tipped in front of the net, back to the corner. Tefelsky around the kick plate. Swade up the wall to O'Hannison as it's flexed back down low. It's given away for Stewart as he'll get it out. Tefelsky gives a shot in front. Here's a lead for Stewart, in on net, taken out. There could be a penalty shot here. As finally it's blown dead. No matter what, there's going to be a penalty. The Bulldogs are going to have to head back to the kill. So it's Colin Whaley to the box. 2 minutes for holding. Bulldogs are going to go back to the kill again after their quick timeouts. 7:33 left to go here in the third period. And there's two guys in the box now for the Bulldogs. Frank Tefelsky is also taking a seat. I never saw a signal for him. Maybe it was Tefelsky who got the holding penalty. Maybe Whaley was something else. Yeah, this is going to be a 5-on-3. $7:33 to go, and when it rains, it pours. Two quick ones on Garaipe, and now he's going to have to fend off a 5-on-3. So finally we get the okay to go here. Saney will step in for the face-off with Casey Mutrin as Saney's able to win it back, and it's dumped down to the zone quickly by the stick of Anthony Malika.
Number 14, Colin Whaley, 2 minutes for holding. And number 23, Frank Tefelsky, 2 minutes for elbowing.
So Tefelsky gets an elbow as Francisco will send this towards the front, and the holding was indeed for Devin Orpano. Working this through is Francisco. Back to the point is Plant. Walks the line down low. Plays it in deep. Bannister heads back after it. Just has to play a short triangle. Free is Cullen. Mohawk move. Shoots and puts it wide of the glove of Garaipe. Plant bobbles. Here's the shot. It's deflected wide. Back up top for Plant. Left side of the point. Cuts back to his left. Picked away is the deflection from Saney. Shot from the point. Blocked in front. In between the hash marks. Fed back up top to the point. Saney tried to dive after the puck as Cullen couldn't play it. And this is airmailed all the way down the ice. Luke Carithers couldn't play it. 40 seconds left. Now on the USA power play. Walking down, Bucher Drops it back for Nelson. Top of the point, now bottom of the circle. Up top, heavy blast from Nelson. Oh man, that one was absolutely scorched. Lutner for Nelson. Will wait and go back for Nelson. They play catch. Once more for Nelson. Down to the bottom of the circle. They set it up. Here's the wraparound shot. Scores! Bulldogs can't defend the cycle. And this lead growing even further. It's 7-1. 3 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Bulldogs just cannot catch up in this one. Time winding down here in the third period. Bulldogs struggling, and that's been the story over the past couple of games, but this is the biggest deficit they've had in quite some time. And we talked about it pregame, and it's only the second time that they've lost more than 2 games in a row against Aurora. And trying yesterday. Happened once last season, and before that it had been 5+ years since we've seen a streak like this. 4 is borderline unheard of. Team USA in the neutral zone. Playing it free as Nelson goes across, looking for a shot. It's ripped on. It's wide of Garaipi. Saney with a hit. Back behind the play. Down in some pain is Nelson. Ham's ball shoots. It's wide. Malika back in sight. Stabs it in the corner. Shoots it from the point. Deflected in front. The rebound right there. And it's stopped and held onto by the glove of Carithers. 4:05 remaining in the third period. And at this point, Bulldogs looking just to let this run out. 2-on-1 developing for Team USA. Up on the right wing, Cullen in the middle. Great blocker save made by Garaipi. Slid across and got the waffle down in time. Theo Troon has his puck stolen away from him by Marthaler. Up to the top of the point, turnover again. Almost another odd man rush for Team USA. Theo Troon fakes the slap shot and in the process has the puck stolen. Bannister to the near side boards. Opens up, gives a pass down low. Ham's ball to the point for Clark. Shoots, it's blocked by the skate in front. Getting in front of it is Wyatt Cullen. Bannister with a drive. Blocked in front. Rebound stopped by Carithers. He'll hold it. .308 to go in the third period. Alex Herman here at the USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, Michigan. Happy to have you all join us this evening for another Bulldog hockey game. And tough day today and yesterday as well for Adrian College. Nothing seeming to go their way as they're down by 6. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the third period. This puck gloved down out of midair by Peters. Started to charge over the blue line, but lost control of the puck. Backhand, saucered across the lane. Stewart and Clark going after one another. Jacob on one hand will shield it. A backhand to Peters, jumped over his reach. Jacob to Tefelsky. A great leading pass. Tefelsky to the right wing, takes a shot. Well off the target. Hits off the end boards and out. Jacob will play this cartwheeling puck all the way down. Jacob up ahead for Summers. Will cut to the middle, drop it back for Ohannesson, and lost it. Garcia pickpocketed by Ohannesson. Summers in front of the USA bench. 2 minutes remaining. Summers to Ohannesson, top of the circle, trying to find a shot. Wide to the left toe of Carithers. Malika chomps at that open puck. Summers down low to the wing. Deeb looking to feed it through traffic. And 90 seconds to go here. Front of the Bulldog bench, this is dumped in. Full fire drill change for the Bulldogs. Loretto off the wall for Malika. Up ahead is Nienhuis. He's got numbers. Here's Nienhuis. Shoots and tried to find it 5-hole, but Carithers shuts the door and says no. Good chance there late in this period from Ryder Nienhuis. 61 seconds is all that stands to cap off a hard 4-game stretch for the Bulldogs. 2 important losses against Aurora. An important loss last night against Trine on the road. And another one here today against Team USA as that shot from the point just goes wide. Vellucci will knee it to himself. Nienhuis steers it over to Sorensen, who poked for it free, and it's covered up. .39 seconds flat. Ozone draw here for the Bulldogs. Nienhuis again will stay out. Take the draw on his backhand, which he's able to win back. Stopped in the pile. Logan Lutner goes up and down. It's Garaipi who's out of his crease. A blind backhand pass to Malika. Forces it up the boards. Now to the neutral zone. Here's Vellucci. Pushed into the wall, and they're going to whistle this down for offsides. Likely one last face-off here in the neutral zone. It's going to be Carter Reel to take the draw. And out this puck squirts. Cullen will play it over for Garaipi, and he'll freeze it with 6 seconds left. Time winding down here in Plymouth. This will be flipped all the way to the other end. And the Bulldogs drop their 4th straight by a score of 7-1. Not an ideal start to 2026 for Adrian College. 0-4 through their first games on the new year. Luckily, this one not counting for any kinds of standings because it's just an exhibition game, but even so, this is a devastating blow for the team who was really just red hot in semester number 1. Their only losses to Aurora back in the early parts of November. Went the rest of the semester without losing a game, and man, oh man, it's 4 straight. It's going to be a quick turnaround for Adrian College. Looking ahead, next week they're back home at the Arrington Ice Arena for 2 games with NCAA conference rival Lake Forest College. Those games January 16th and 17th, Friday and Saturday. The Friday game at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Saturday at 3 o'clock. And Bulldogs are going to have to find a way to get a win, because with the amount of spots that they're going to drop from the Trine loss, Lake Forest, another team that's outside of the top ranks nationally, they're in the lower parts of the NCAA conference, so not only does it have double meaning for the national poll, but as well for the conference rankings. Team that's gonna need to win, and they're gonna need to win big. So they're gonna talk things over and practice hard for the next week and figure out if they can get it done against Lake Forest next week. That's going to do it for our game today. USA tops the Bulldogs by a final score of 7-1 after 60 minutes. Alex Herman here on ACTV signing off for the evening. You've been listening to Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.